Hey, you world of YouTube, this is VSG Steve with my week 25/26 update. I'm just doing a bit of a kind of, or maybe 24, 25. We'll do this video. I'm a couple of videos behind, and there's been quite a lot happening in my life since my last video. But I'm going to do a couple of videos. It's now the 2nd of January, but I'm actually going to do a pre-Christmas video, and then I'll do probably do a post-Christmas, between Christmas and today video. So just wanted to update you on a whole lot of things that have been happening. So we'll start with the figures. I think the last time I came to you guys was week 23, which was so on my figures are going to be all over the place. So let's say I will do a week 25, and which was 107.4 kilos or 236 pounds, which means I had lost 48.1 kilos or 106.3 pounds since my surgery. And since between that, my last video and and Christmas Day, there was a couple of things that happened I wanted to highlight. The first thing was doing a lot more running, a lot more swimming, and had the VSG Melbourne VSG Christmas catch up, which was with Greenie and with Hayley, which was absolutely fantastic to meet those two, especially been following Greenie pretty much since my start of my journey, and so she had surgery not long before me, and we had a bit of a catch up just before Christmas. It was really good. It's one of those times that I think we all through Hayley and Greenie, people will probably know, mother and daughter. Greenie had surgery just before me. Hayley's looking at having surgery in February. I think it's February now she's looking at. She's had a couple of date changes and things like that. And it was really cool to catch up with those guys because and really hear how they're going in their journeys, and chat about things and just share a meal, being able to have some bit of an open kind of discussion about how they've gone, how I've gone, some positives and some negatives, and it was really good to have those kind of catch-ups, and it would be really good to, we're going to plan on doing some more catch-ups in the new year, and which is now, but hopefully we can get some more Melbourneites or people from around Victoria to come along and we'll catch up. So leading up to Christmas, like everyone, we have a ton of a ton of Christmas functions and that kind of stuff. And it was really interesting. I think one of the things I've noticed is leading up to Christmas, we had a lot of functions that are catered for and things like that. So you don't have a lot of control over your food and things like that. So, and with my work, I've always run a lot of functions for residents and all sorts of things, and it's always interesting to that you always ask, is there any dietary requirements? And for me, I've never really said there's any dietary requirements, but I'm starting to realise that I need to actually mention low carbs, because a lot of the functions I go to, it's sandwiches and things like that. So and at times you don't really. I'm trying to still watch my carbs and get. So I'm really having to highlight the kind of make sure that that there's not just sandwiches on the menu for those kind of events. And it was also interesting in the sense of Christmas. Where I work, we have quite a large Christmas Eve get together, which is there's about 1,200 staff there. So. And a lot of those staff are on over a whole lot of sites, so a lot of the time I don't actually get to see a lot of them very often. So, and I had a huge amount of staff coming over to me in that time, going on that day, going, "Wow, I haven't seen you in 6 months, or I haven't seen you in 12 months, and you've just changed. You've lost so much weight," and all that kind of stuff. So it's also been interesting in the sense of I haven't, probably since I came back to work, which was about 3 weeks after my surgery, I haven't really been not telling people about my surgery, but I've just haven't been, it's not like you promote it further, but if someone comes up to you and says, oh, you're doing real, what are you doing and all that kind of stuff, I'm open to the discussion, things like that. But there's certain people I know that I haven't mentioned it to because they haven't come over to me, but a couple of them have come over to me lately and gone, it's so good what you've done with your surgery and things like that. So I can actually hear that there are people talking behind my back about the surgery, and it's still that kind of, we talk about still the negative opinions about VSG and things like that. And well, I'm at that point that I go, well, if you've got a negative opinion about what I've done, well, stick it up. It's not my issue. It's your issue. So that's where it's just interesting hearing those kind of feedbacks. Also we had Christmas Day, which was hang on, I might go back a step. Just before Christmas, I had my 6-month catch up with my surgeon and my dietitian. So for people who, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it here much, but Heidelberg Weight Loss Centre in Melbourne is where I had my surgery with Kieran Bhatia, and who's been fantastic. And if anyone's in Melbourne and looking for surgery or investigating it, please post a question down the bottom to me. I'm always open to answer your questions, but also in the sense of I really like their setup in the sense of they have one clinic which has got the dietitian, got a psychologist, it's got the nursing staff, and it's also got the surgeon all in the one facility. So, and you've got to see the psychologist beforehand, and which was a really good session for me to do before I had surgery. And if you want to go back, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks before my surgery. So yeah, go back to that video and have a look at what I was talking about. And but he was just talking. One of the things that I was a little bit wasn't sure about is because I'd been training so hard, I was feeling that I really needed to get more food into me. So at times, and even if I was chatting to Greenie and Hayley at the VSG catch up, I had done a run in the morning. I think it was a 5k run, or it might have been a 10k run. I can't remember. But that morning, by the time I went into the lunch, I was really absolutely starving, and I really needed to get some more food into me and starting things. So this is something I brought up with my dietitian and saying, look, what should I be doing? What should do? Am I doing the right thing? Now she was absolutely blown away with my diet and what I'd been doing. She was a little bit concerned that I actually hadn't been putting enough carbs back into it, especially in training so much. So it's just be conscious of, if you are training lots, just getting to a point that you really go with your dietitian and keep a conversation with those dietitians to actually work out what you need to be putting into your body. Because they were saying, look, I needed to increase my carbs and also in the sense of following my fitness. I'm following my eating and my exercising on my fitness pal. It was telling me I needed to do. There was times in my runs that I was doing 1,100 or 1,200 calories that I was burning through those, and really, by speaking to the dietitian, I needed to increase my intake, my food, things like that. So that's what I've been a little bit more conscious of on those days, especially those days that I do a big training session. So it might be a big run or a big cycle and things like that. Just to be conscious of what's coming in those kind of things. So Christmas Day. Oh, and so I'll go back. I still haven't finished. My surgeon. Then I saw my surgeon, and he was, when I started talking to him, how much weight I'd lost. By his estimation, was 45 kilos. By me, it was about 48, 49 by that stage. But different scales, different days, different. And when I weigh myself first thing in the morning on my scales at home, when I'm just pretty much in boxes or if not nothing, and then where his scales, it was more, I was fully dressed when I was doing it. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, as I've been saying in the last couple of videos, the weight's not the thing that's never been my priority. it's actually the fitness. So it's always been increasing the fitness, and I've been doing that further and further. So we also talked about sports drinks. So getting some carbs from sports drinks and things like that. So I've got a powdered drink that I use, which I've bought from a triathlon supplier, and I just use that when I'm actually just after training or while I'm training. So it's literally if I'm training for less than an hour, I don't drink that drink. But if I'm training for more than an hour, I'll put a little bit of it into me, but even in the sense of how the stuff that's coming into me, like those kind of things. And that sports drink, it's 3 scoop for 600 mils, and I'm actually putting 2 scoops because it's absolutely too sweet if I do just do 3 scoops. So just trying to watch that kind of stuff. Christmas Day, had a big Christmas Day with all the family, and saw a lot of family that hadn't seen me since my surgery, so they were all completely blown away. So it was great to do that. The other thing I did on Christmas Day was I got up. I was up really early, at about 5, and I decided, I was going to do a brick session before I thought the kids would be up. So I actually went out for a small 10k ride, and was coming home ready to do a run. After that, I was going to do a small run, but when I drove in rode in the driveway, I could hear little feet running around. So I won't be doing the run today. So, which is good. So, anyway, I might leave it there because I think I'm going to try and split. Because I haven't done a video in 3 weeks, I'm going to do a post-Christmas video. Because there's been so much going on with everything. So, alright, so you'll be getting this video, and then you'll be getting another video, probably later tonight, if not tomorrow. So, see you later, guys, and keep it going, and keep on your journeys, and keep yourself motivated. Okay, bye.